Hi everyone, my name's Eva. Today I'm going to be doing a build challenge in The Sims 4. Apparently I'm a glutton for punishment, so today I asked my friend Mike, aka the FG Show over here on YouTube and over on Twitch, to give me the challenge details for the build. Today we're going to be building in Newcrest because I've decided I'm going to try and actually finish a bunch of builds that you guys challenge me with, I find online, other friends, etc. Mike decided on a tiny house for 4 people, 1 adult and 3 kids with a budget 1,495 to begin with. I don't think that's doable though, so after a bit of messing around while we're on Discord and streaming this to him and some other friends, I did manage to thankfully convince him more onto a budget of 5,001. This isn't much better, of course, but it's definitely better, so we can't really complain. The first thing I wanted to do with this really was to see how big a house I could do for 4 people, and then of course, how would I be able to maximize that amount of space, but that plan was very quickly scrapped. But either way, first I thought I'd be stuck with a giant square and I'd have to think of something really unique to do with the roof to keep it looking interesting. Then I realized I'd taken up a lot of the budget with the walls, so you can see me going in, and throughout a lot of this build it is me just kind of going in, doing what I can, editing down, making smaller. I wasn't too sure on how I was going to fit all the beds in. I wanted to give the adult a double bed to make it a bit more obvious that it was the adult's bed, but as you can see, that plan didn't really work because we needed less space for more stuff to be able to put in the basics, such as the doors and the windows and the bathroom. I had to try and keep things as simple as possible, so I thought the best idea might be to go for like a container type thing, because they could be as small as you want really, but they will look kind of cute. So that's the theme that I went for, and after getting it down to the right size, I went in, edited the roof a bit more, decided to make the first half a glass roof to let in all that sunlight during the day. I was meant to delete the windows just to save myself, I think, 20 simoleons each, but I completely forgot for what else we could have got for those 40 simoleons. We were grasping a lot for this. I realized I would have to use debug as much as possible for the decorating outside. There was no way I was going to be able to budget everything we needed for inside as well as the outside, so debug definitely came to the rescue. I can't even think how much time was actually spent on debug and having to put multiple things out. I'm sure everyone who does builds like this and uses a lot of debug items to add in those small little details knows how annoying it can be, because you can't copy it with the dropper tool. You have to take it from the catalog, so I always make sure I put more than enough for the idea that I'm going for. So the idea that we're going for, I'm thinking, is a very starter house. Maybe I'll have to make a family and actually play in this and see if we can update it a little bit more. I'd like a little bit more space. Maybe we could sell that car. Maybe it's a dad with his children and he is a mechanic who's on hard times at the moment or something. I don't know. But either way, maybe we can pretend to sell the car, make some money, and just get the little things. I'm so sorry for how much this video jumps around. I realise it's a bit all over the place. I'm definitely going to play around with editing styles and yeah, just editing in general. I really appreciate you being here watching this though. For my first YouTube video. I'm definitely not the best Sims builder, but I've loved doing more challenges to push my limits. My biggest issue with builds is I do have ADHD, and I'll do really, really big builds for like families or legacies, etc. And I just get so overwhelmed with all the little details, and I'm like, this isn't perfect, that isn't perfect. But it's not about being perfect. And you can always do little things. I find doing simple things like the paint that you can do, the landscape painting, I couldn't think of the word. The landscape paint, that adds so much like depth to it, and it just makes it look that little bit a little bit better. So for the inspiration for this, yeah, I was thinking maybe it's well, as Mike told us, it's a single parent or adult with 3 children. In my head, it would be like maybe a teenage girl, a young boy, and maybe a toddler or an infant, someone that's gonna at least sleep in a bed. Because I put the bed there, maybe I could have put a cot. Maybe that would have saved money. I'm not too sure. I should definitely check that for next time. Make it easier on myself at least, or save us a few simoleons. A lot of this came from debug, and it's not usable in game, but at least we have a pretty garden. I can't really complain about that. I should really close menus when, like, that top corner one. I'm sorry that's there this whole time. I really don't know what I'm doing for a lot of this build. I'm just gonna go and do as many details, like little details again with debug. Debug is the savior of the day here. Found this cute little umbrella, bunch of boxes. I can imagine our dad maybe being quite a hands-on dad, like maybe he's a green fiend, maybe they're really into eco lifestyle with the container fee, and self-sustainable. Who knows? We need to think of something anyway, don't we? So that'll have to do for now. I have to really thank Mike for giving me the idea for this. I had no idea what this was going to end up like, but I'm actually quite proud of this. I just thought that this was just going to be a silly little build. Landscape paint coming in, just adding those little details, adding some wear and tear to the floor. I will upload this into the gallery if anyone does want it, but you'll definitely need BB move objects on. You're welcome to add to it. Yeah, this is our build. Definitely less than 100 squares. I think it was like 64. I'll have to double check. I will hopefully upload the next video soon. I was thinking of maybe starting a legacy challenge. I had a quick little playthrough just to make sure that everything obviously worked in the build. There isn't too much for entertainment, but we did what we had to do with 5001 simoleons. Thank you for watching. If you do enjoy it, I would appreciate a subscribe. Every like helps, everything. But yeah, I hope you had a really good time. I had a lot of fun. Please come check out the next video.